strong was that?
We continue our series highlighting the struggles and victories of people with disabilities.
Paul Kende, thoroughly deserved. Oh, there is nobody else.
In Nigeria, like every part of the world, persons with disabilities face significant societal and systemic barriers, from limited access to education and employment to infrastructural challenges.
Hi, Dari. You're welcome to Accesstech Innovation and Research Center.
Yet, amid these difficulties, individuals continue to break boundaries.
Impaired is our training lounge where persons with disabilities can learn different digital skills, from Microsoft for productivity tools to Python for data analysis. Okay. Also, apart from the group trainings, we also provide executive classes for professionals who lose their sight in their professional period. So the 2 rooms there are for the professional classes.
Meet Opelu Akinola, a visually impaired computer engineer. Yes, you heard right. Opelu runs this center in Surulere area of Lagos alongside his wife Emanuela, where they teach digital skills and provide assistive technology for persons with disabilities. Detailed, tech-savvy and passionate, Opelu shares his inspiring journey into the world of technology.
Back in the day when I was a young graduate, I was trying to get a job. And I went through interviews and all that, but somehow I was being rejected. So I was lucky to have had access to the CEO of one of the oil companies that rejected my application. And so I had to find out what happened. And what he explained was they did not know how I was going to function in the office because my job was going to require reading documents, and the documents were in print back then. So some years after that interview, I discovered what we call optical character recognition, which is when you use computers to read print. If you check my table, you see I think I have an OC. Okay, I have a camera. Where is the camera? Oh, you moved it. Okay. Okay, good. So this camera, this is an OCR camera. Okay. And this essentially, I place a book under this, and then I issue a command on my computer. It scans what is on the book, and then the software on my computer converts it to legible text, so I can now read it. So if I had this back then, I would have got that. Well, probably I would have got the job, barring any other thing. And so when I remember that experience, after that experience, and I discovered this technology, and also the fact that there were many other things coming up in terms of technology that would help blind people especially to work, to study, and to do things more easily, I made up my mind that I was going to find out how to use those things, to see how to get it. In fact, basically, I just said, look, no other blind person is going to have to miss an opportunity if I have anything to do with it. If it's something technology can do, then the person has a right to know and to enjoy it. I actually studied history. Initially, I worked for another NGO run by white people who are married to Nigerians, the Niger Wives Association. And then at the Niger Wives Center, that was the first organization that started teaching blind people how to use computers in Nigeria. So it was like they just said, okay, when I heard of the job opening, I applied and they hired me. I knew very little about computers back then. It was on the job that I trained. I've been doing this for quite a lot of years before we set up this center. This we call this an Assistive Technology Experience Center. So like I said, it's a long-time thing. I mean, there are so many people. I don't want to drop names, but I mean, if I were to drop names, you will know some of them. They are very popular people who I have helped with technology, and they're doing the things they're doing. They are really good at what they're doing, and they are doing very well in their fields. They've made careers, and some have gone into private business with the technology skills and others. So since we opened the center specifically, we have people who have improved on their job. We have people who are in school and whose ability to study have improved because now they're using computers. Imagine a blind person having a computer. Is a lot of difference. Now you have access to study materials in real time Unlike before, when you have to get your materials either recorded or transcribed into Braille before you can access it. Now you just put it on the computer. The lecturer is sending emails to you. You're reading your email the same time with your sighted colleagues, and then you can also go online. You can access the digital library and get materials, and it has improved a lot of people's lives. I know some people who are doing their PhD who have enrolled on courses in our center for their data analysis as blind people, and they were very happy because now they can use Excel to do their data analysis for their projects. There are people who are working, who are also working in other areas, and they've come here to learn skills that are specific to their own professions, and they've improved on what they're doing. So it's a lot of work, and you know, it's apart from geographically, we've also reached even beyond Nigeria. We tried an experiment last year. We had a Python for data analytics training, and we wanted it to be online. And we were surprised that we had subscriptions from Uganda, from Kenya, from Rwanda, from Ghana, and of course all over Nigeria. And we're able to train 28 people graduated from that particular course successfully, doing all the exercises and all the projects and all. And somebody in our center was able to even create an app, a typing tutor app out of that training.
I'm already thinking, oh, where do I go from here? Do I need to go look for that person? So talk to us about the research part of what you do.
Okay, so when I started this job, there were not a lot of people who could use computers, but that was just the beginning. Then computers were getting spoiled, and there weren't a lot of people that could fix the things that people were using. So now that lent another. Then there were a lot of technologies developing, and people did not know about them. So it's very sad when you see somebody that lost an opportunity when there was something they could have used and they didn't know about it. And so when I started my job, I started finding people were calling me all the time to ask about things, and it was like Yoruba will say, so I said, no, people can't be calling me. Some of them, for them, it was like their last hope, the last person they expect, and then I don't have the information. So that's when we went into research. But initially, my first experience of this kind of research was when I trained to be a computer engineer back in about year 2000, when I was working for the NGO that I mentioned, the Niger Wildlife Center. And you know, it was an NGO. People were donating all kinds of computers to us, and some of the computers were on their last legs. So when we want to use it, something happens. And so I told my boss, I said, look, I have to start fixing computers. I said, no, don't you ever open a computer in this office. So I paid a computer engineer, one of the engineers that used to come to the office to help us repair computers. I paid him. So with my money, we went to buy all the components of a computer at the computer village then, and we settled down. I built my first computer. I installed all the programs on it and all that under his guidance. And immediately we finished that project. I knew I was ready. So once we had a job in the office, and it was a deadline kind of thing, and the computer that we were using to produce broke down. So I told my boss, I said, why don't you let me just give it a try? He said, well, I suppose we can't be worse than we are right now. So, well, luckily I was able to fix the computer. And since that day, till I left the center, all the computers I was fixing it, even the braille embossers like this machine here, is made in Sweden. I started fixing it. When the engineers came to Nigeria to train Nigerians on how to maintain their machine, the man saw me there and said, I know you now, why are you here? I said, I'm one of the trainees. He said, no, you are one of the facilitators, so you come to this side. So he put me, so I co-facilitated that training.
So is your computer now, is it a computer specifically built for purpose, or is it a generic one?
So this is a standard Lenovo laptop. Okay. And that's what we try to encourage. That it's standard. We use as much standard technology as possible because that's more available, isn't it? So this is a standard computer. Now what I have on it is going to talk out. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'll just increase the volume. I'm just pressing the arrow keys.
2x3 table 16 of 40, 2x4 table 23 of 42.
So it's like I want to insert a table into a Microsoft Word document and block it. So it's a table.
Word. Microsoft Word document edit multi-line table with 4.
Okay, so you say there is a table.
The Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Act, signed into law in 2019, was a major step towards protecting the rights of PWDs. The law mandates public buildings to be accessible, prohibits discrimination in employment, and guarantees equal rights in education and health care. However, Enforcement has been slow and compliance remains inconsistent across the country.
So whatever is showing on the screen, the software is saying it, so I can know what is on the screen, and because of that I can operate the computer.
Assistive technology for the visually impaired includes both high-tech and low-tech devices designed to enhance independence and improve quality of life.
When you buy a standard computer, it comes with a screen reader called Narrator. For any computer from Windows 8 upwards, and of course for Apple products you have VoiceOver that comes inbuilt into the computer. So it's for people to learn that it exists and then learn how to use it. So that's essentially what we do.
The typing part, you already learned that you know
keys where they oh yes, I've been typing on my okay. So the typing came in primary school. We learned how to use interpreters back in those days, and we're using interpreters to type our exam scripts when we went to mainstream schools. But
so you're a secretary.
I type very fast, I know. A lot of computers have a bit of accessibility in them. You can see after F4 there's a gap, so it's very easy for you to find your location. This is another big gap. This is another. So there are some little things they did to this equipment to make them accessible. They are standard equipment, but the manufacturers are thinking of accessibility when they are working. We call it universal design. So now look at this. This is ASDF. You can see that on F there's a little bit of. So it helps a blind person to quickly locate the home keys. And then, okay, then on J you have that as well. Okay, so those are accessibility features that make it so convenient for a blind person to work around the keyboard. So there are some enhancements that have also come with technology, and they are standards.
So let's talk about the other equipment that you have here that are being able to help you do your work faster and more effective.
Of course, there's a law called the Marrakesh Treaty that was enacted around 2017. Now, the Marrakesh Treaty, Nigeria is a signatory to it and we have ratified. And even the Nigerian Copyright Commission has incorporated into the last Copyright Act, which is, I think that was in 2023. So now, with that, that gives us permission. That gives anybody who has visual impairment or other print disabilities like dyslexia or whatever, the right to get a textbook and convert it into a format that is convenient for you to read. So you can't sue or for copyright for that. So what we do here, we get some of those books from the market, we get the hard copy, then we scan them onto the computer and convert it into digital files like Microsoft Word or PDF that a blind person can read with their either with their computer or with their e-book readers, and then we give it to blind people in school. What we just do is that we ensure that we write on the book that is solely for the use of visually impaired and other print disabled people, and any other use is not permitted. So that's just the way of meeting the copyright people halfway, to ensure that people don't play. We have to respect people's intellectual rights and understand how difficult it is, how tedious it is to create intellectual property. So so we try to protect
what
them.
about the Braille system? Does it still work for people?
Okay, so that's a very, I wonder where that question came from, because if only you knew. So Braille, one of the things that most people are, should I say, kind of skeptical about Braille is that Braille can be bulky. For example, if I were to get a copy of a Braille Bible, it would be, the Encyclopedia Britannica, you know how big each of those. So you have about 18 of them to carry to church if I were to take my Braille Bible to church. so that wasn't convenient. So what happened, a lot of people started thinking that Braille was obsolete. Even some blind people, I'm sorry to say, are already of that opinion, but it is not exactly so. So what has happened is, number one, producing Braille has gone computerized. This is a Braille embosser. So this can either take from a flash drive or by Bluetooth, or I can connect it to my computer with USB and send a digital file onto it, and then I'll get a Braille copy. So that is what this does. But okay, so that will still be paper Braille, which is big. It's quick. It's quick to produce now, maybe cheaper, but it's big. So how do we solve the problem of big? Okay, so here is a Braille. This is a refreshable Braille display. File manager. So with this device, I can actually start reading I can put a something on a flash drive or memory card. Okay, so you see this is a port. I can connect a flash drive to this. And so if there's a Microsoft Word file on that flash drive, I open it on this device and I'm reading it in Braille.
I can also read out in the audio.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So if I feel like listening to it in audio, I can also have it. I can also have it in audio. And then this is a Braille keyboard pad. So this enables me to write onto the Braille device. So I can actually put notes on it if I want to. I can write things on it as well. So it's not just to read. It's a read and write device. So a blind student who has this in school is already ready to work. Because even for my assignments, I can write them on this device. They are ready. I can send email on this. This connects to the internet. So it's, yeah, I can do emails on it. I can browse the internet. I can put dictionary. It has an inbuilt calculator. It has a dictionary. So every is just like a study thing.
High-tech options can feature voice recognition software and augmented communication devices. A wide range of products is available, organized by category to meet various needs.
Okay, I'm blind, totally blind.
Ibrahim Olalekon is one of those who have benefited from this center's initiative. Now he codes and also teaches others programming languages.
First, I feel good that I'm a productive member of the society. That is in the first, because what is worth doing well. So, and as a human being, when the work of your hand creates values, changes lives, there's this feeling it gives you when people you've trained calls you or call you that, oh, thank you, the training you gave to me made me who I am today. It just makes me happy. So in all that, as a blind person, I can wake up in the morning, dress up, and set out for work just like every other person. It makes me know that I have no limits. Yes. I can do anything.
I was going to say that. No limits.
No limits. So every other person, you wake up, you dress, you tell people, oh, I'm going to work. Then you come back in the evening, just like every other person, to people welcome you, how is work, So that feeling alone, compared to somebody who is blind and is just, I don't want to say confined to a space at home, no hope, no nothing. So, but as a person who can contribute, who can even develop others, create impact in the society, I'm excited. I feel happy about it.
How did it start?
Okay, as growing up, my father is late now. He was a tailor, not a fashion designer. He was a tailor. Okay. So my father was a tailor, and that I was born into that profession, into that occupation. So I was with him, always learning under him. Then along the way he died, so I was taken to his friend, to continue the journey. And because I grew up in a town in Iseyin, so all my life was okay. I wanted to become a tailor until.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I wanted to become a tailor. My dad was a tailor, and I don't want to fail him. That was the feeling at that time. Then the sight condition started, and I lost it. So I stopped going to school. I stopped going to school in primary 6. So I lost it, and well, should I say I was then I couldn't. I was not taking. I lost my sight due to lack of care, to glaucoma. So because after my dad died, and there was nobody to take me to the hospital again. My mom was in Lagos, not knowing what was happening to me in the village. So when she got to know, that was like 4, 5, 6 years ago after. So she asked me to come. I came to Lagos, started going to school, but at that time it was too late. So I was pronounced blind, and so was also at home for like a few years too before somebody told me that, okay, I can continue my education. So I was taken to a partially school for the blind in Surulere. So that I did my rehabilitation there for 1 year. Then from there I moved to Ijanikin. So 6 years, then Unilag, University of Lagos. So while in Unilag, I had a few experiences that changed my course, you know, from tailoring, from wanting to be a tailor to somebody that want to be in tech. So we were in one of the classes, we were having social statistics, you know, a calculation course, and the lecturer was just teaching others, not carrying me along. Okay, add this, pointing at the board, add this plus this, divide this, do this. I had to say, sir, I don't know what you are saying. Can you please describe what you are? Just mention the numbers. Don't be saying this, that, this. And he said no, that I was not employed to teach me, that I should, if I want to learn calculation, I should talk to my friends after class. So that was there. I started looking for ways to do stuff myself, you know. And then I was introduced to Excel, using Excel for calculation. Then I paid for a class, as you know, started learning with others, and then from there. So that one alone exposed me to things that are possible that people ordinarily think they are not possible. For a blind person, you want to do calculation, you want to, you know, operate computers and others, you want to go into tech. So from there I said, no, me too, I have to develop myself first, then before I can start developing others.
Yeah, and so far you've been doing so.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank God.
talk to us about your journey here and what you have been able to do.
Okay, my journey here has been a journey of growth and development. So I came here, well, half-baked, even as a staff. I came here half-baked, but the little I had, I continued to develop it. Then there came a time where the company organized a Python training for the blind. So I was lucky to be part of the first cohort, and after that, you know, from the knowledge I got from that Python training, I was able to use it to, you know, develop a keyboard mastery software that we use in-house here to train our trainees. So apart from teaching teaching blind persons computer skills such as data analysis, Microsoft Office, you know, tools, so I can also use Python, the knowledge of my Python programming, to develop a few things. I'm still developing it, you know, and then I can also use it to teach others. I can teach others how to code.
For someone like you probably know a whole lot of you are from that community, so you have met a whole lot of people.
Yes, I have bosses. At least the person that taught me how to code, how to program, is also a blind person as well. So yes, and he's working in a fintech company. He's their software developer.
Beyond this center, Opelu and other professionals with disabilities are actively advocating for inclusivity. Their efforts focus on creating accessible environments, ensuring digital and communication materials incorporate features like braille signage, screen readers, and alternative text for images.
Now you have arranged those lines on the computer screen, and then there are some other things you can do to the information on your screen, because we have what we call formatting. And what formatting basically does is to make it easy for someone who is looking at your script to understand the layout of your screen, to also get more information, and also it makes your work beautiful. You know, so some of the things we use for formatting will be fonts, we have how to bold and all that. So let us try and bold one of the lines on the screen, for example. So can you select, okay, so you know how to select a line.
Page 1, section 1, this is
Move your cursor to the beginning of the line so that you're sure. Then, okay, so let's select line 1. So move your cursor to, press the home key to be sure that the cursor is at the beginning. Okay, then press the shift key. Hold down the shift key and press down arrow. Okay, so that is selected. So usually when you want to apply some of the formatting attributes. You select, then you apply. So let's assume that we want to bold this one so that it looks bigger on the screen. So the command for that will be Ctrl plus B. Now that it is selected, now let's do Ctrl plus B. Good, bold on. Okay, so now that you're bold, move your cursor, press your down arrow, let the cursor move away from it so that it will be... Okay, so for someone who is seeing it, it will look different on the screen. But let's go up and find out for ourselves using our screen reader what has happened. This is the line 2. Okay, go up. This is the line 1. Okay, so this is the line that we bolded. So what you are going to do, we want to find out about it. Did it bold or did it not bold? So on your computer, you use the caps lock, which is your NVDA key, plus caps lock plus F.
Formatting. Style normal times New Roman 11 PT automatic color on automatic color bold align left line spacing 1.1 line.
So you had that Z bold. So that tells you that has happened. So even if it's a document that is not your own document, you want to find out what kind of formatting they applied in certain places, then you'll be able to also use your screen reader to know it.
Away from this center to another story of a young Nigerian creating impact in his own special way. Hamzat Ramadan, a 23-year-old prosthetist, is giving people a second chance at mobility. As a specialist in designing and fitting artificial limbs, his work restores hope and functionality to those who have lost limbs due to injury, disease, or congenital conditions. But what drives his passion and how does he make a difference?
I started this course 2017. I started it with zero inspiration. I started when I wanted to sit for JAMB, but I said, no, let me just go for this course. So I started 2017. I finished it's actually a diploma program. I did my ND National Diploma for 2 years. Then I had a 1 year clinical experience. After that, I decided to go for my HND as fast as possible. So I did my HND. I finished my HND about 2023. Then I went for my youth service year 2024. But during that phase of study, when I finished my ND and I had more knowledge after clinical, I started with, during clinical experience, you have different experience with patients. You start making some devices and they'll score you in what you do. I discovered this joy and everything in it. I started having 1 or 2 patients, started leaving the states, interstate patient to get patient. So me finding myself here, I'm so grateful, but I still want to achieve more in aspect of, in the next 2-3 years, I want to own a private center. I want to have where people can come to me and like, yeah, they want to make a prosthesis.
With an unrelenting commitment to providing tools and solutions, these individuals strive to foster a society where persons with disabilities can thrive without limitation, continuously working towards a more inclusive future.
And that's our show for today, everyone. If you miss any part of it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Dare Idu. See you next time, and bye for now.